So still yesterday, Friday, we had a group of elder statesmen who were referred to as the patriots, and they went to the villa, and part of the discussion was they were urging the president rather to convene a constituent assembly to draft a people democratic pluralistic constitution for the country. I think this constitution issue has been on for a while. And by the way, after the whole visit and everything they had said, the president had actually come up to say that for now, what is priority to him is, reshaping the current economic situation. Then the review of the constitution will come up. But let's look at what this then had brought forward to the president. Do we really think that is what we need as a country?
We need it.
Okay.
Yes. I want to go to you. It's not about knowing if we need it or not. We know we need it. Those in leadership know we need it. Maybe it's the time for them. Because I know the current president and his position on this before assuming office. Before APC came into the picture. He's speaking on it for a long time. So we can tell where he's leading peace. Unfortunately, he's in government now, so may sound politically correct. He doesn't want to hit the nail on the head because I know what he's thinking of regarding this. But we need to do it as quick as possible. Because the constitution we're operating at the moment is purely military constitution. Who are the people that sat to decide that constitution? When we say we the people, the content in itself. Majority of the problem we're having today, came from that constitution. We need to look at it again. And then take for instance, state this. A situation where this again, the recent or the today and the bad governance protest is going to end today.
Yeah.
How much it beats or touched on that constitution? It reflects in the constitution. The problem we're having currently is take of that constitution. So we need to look at it. You look at that state police, for instance. What happened when the IG stays in Abuja and issues orders across the states? So the commissioners wait for the IG's directive. The governors are confused. You can't call the commissioner and say, I don't like what's going on, because he awaits the IG's directive. That's one. Regional government. Do we need it or not? Or we like it the way it is, where we go to this federal to collect stipend from resources from my state, and wait someone comes from federal, goes to my backyard, dig these things, they sell it to who, they market these things to themselves, and come to my backyard, take this thing, go to Abuja, and I go to Abuja to get for stipend from it, to get a stipend from resources stamped from my compound. Can we continue like that? What was Nigeria like before? How were we doing before this constitution came? Was Nigeria like this? No, it was like this. I mean, we talk about power all the time, we don't have power generation. Though when they say they're taking it out from this exclusive list, so the states have the power to generate electricity. These are the issues the constitution seems to, we look at, and most important, and we've done this before. During Jonathan 2014, confirmed, these are issues that were highlighted over 600 recommendations. 600 recommendations they came up with. So we may not need a new constitutional conference. Just go back to these things, dust it, look at it again, and start implementing. And the majority of this problem will reduce. We don't need a situation where we can no longer look at these resources apart from oil. Because the moment we know where this problem came from. The moment we saw this oil madness, everybody now started looking in that direction. Even regions that were doing well in the past, in granola, granola cocoa, and all that, everybody abandoned it, and they still existing today. Because God has blessed us with natural resources. We abandoned it. All of us, every state starts chasing oil. We can go back to those things and be firm and be independent. We generate this thing. Federal government takes a portion of it, and we can we develop at our own pace, and there will be competition. There will be competition. But my problem is that it's not. They can't do it because they are benefiting from the present arrangement. Again, we know the solution to our problems is the ability to implement, to execute these things. So it's not about sitting down here and saying it all the time. What we need is a leader who is practicing, who is people driven, who's thinking about the future and not just election to implement these things. I know they know the problem, they know the issues that we need to touch our constitution with. If Nigeria, if we must rev the development of this country, we need to look at all the issues we've been discussing here. Could be sorted. If I not it's sorted immediately when we touch that constitution. Have a political will to look at that constitution and follow it up. Without looking at people's faces, without looking at politics, without looking at where we came from, without looking at tribe politics. If we can do this, our problem is solved, not half solved, to an end. We can't do that.
Okay.
I don't think we can do that.
So let's have Mr. Sode's point. Do you feel like this is coming at the right time?
Oh, definitely yes.
Okay.
If there is anything, because I thought that was what former President Buhari was going to do. Don't do any other thing, do it. You would have left an office with records. He wanted to do it, but he wasn't. Okay. So, if you see, let me also disagree a little bit on it. You see, when you talk about president is thinking, I'm very skeptical about the president of today. Tinubu of today. There's a difference between Tinubu of yesterday and Tinubu of today. Yes, there's a difference. When he was on the outside, he was part of this team. Okay, he was also part of this value system, this new thinking. But since he has gone in, now he's not benefiting from the system. He's not acting the opposite direction. This was a Tinubu in 2006 took former President Obasanjo to court over local government being controlled by state government when he created local governments. The same Tinubu now went to court to now say, local government should be taken away from the states. They're now looking for the INEC to come and conduct local government election, distort the federal system. Okay? Now you've got now look at the response he gave to the contingent. His priority is on reworking the economy. In the past 1 year, his reworking has shown that he's going in the wrong direction. All right?
Well, he actually said when he's done with the economy, he will review.
How long? He doesn't. Okay, let me tell you.
You don't need to finish the economy.
No, you don't need to finish the economy. If I were him, I have a choice. I would rather abandon the economy and work on this. And let Nigeria work. What is it working the economy? You say you remove subsidy. There's nothing wrong with removing subsidy. Absolutely nothing wrong. But could we have taken the boldness to say, I break the monopoly of NNPC? Nigerians would be suffering by now if that was done. He didn't. Look at Discourse. Does he have the capacity to say, I break? Because these are the entrenched into what I was talking about. Those who are benefiting for the status quo will not want change to take place. So there must have faced many things that are in government that people don't see from the outside. And the president does not have the boldness to say, this is what I'm going through. Now, if Obasanjo did not break the monopoly of Nigeria, we have a 24-hour sector today. When he liberalized and privatized that sector, other actors, players came in. So the market was open, there was competition. MTN came, Airtel came. The Nigerian GSM isn't still in existence. If Obasanjo had others, would Nigerians have telephone today? We would have been waiting for that. We would still be grumbling. And the truth of the matter is that if the government reform liberally, the government loses power and loses control. And that is the fear some of them are having. Break this monopoly, break the monopoly of the NNPC. You see, even this price of it because there's a unit cost of production of every product anywhere in the world. What are they telling us? You're not telling us 1 liter of is costing $1. You see how they come to deceive Nigerians on the street. There's a unit cost of production of every product anywhere in the world. But they deviate from this. So if you break down monopoly, so that this price will come down. And nobody talks about subsidy. Bring the monopoly of this discourse. How can you create an entire entity and say it is one thing? Whether you work or you don't work, you must whether they work or they must earn money. That is what Nigerians are suffering. So does he have the capacity? That's why I question. That's why I say I'm skeptical about him. Does he have the capacity to say, okay, I break this monopoly of discourse. Let other players come in. Now you compete. If I don't like your service, I go to the next one. But if you are not satisfied with product, can't you go to MTN? And we are saying, oh, we can't. We have competent investors in this country that can work for profit. It's a deliverer Nigerian. It's not competitive enough. So we're not talking here. So the point is, listen to these people. Let's go in this direction. And I'm happy they were clear because they understand the process of constitutional review.
You know what they're saying.
And he said, appoint a constituent assembly. We don't need to go through a national conference anymore. If you appoint those, they look at the issues over the years, and now they cannot come with a new constitution. It doesn't take you anything.
And he said the Constituent Assembly will be elected by people on a non-party basis. So it will make sure it's as transparent as possible. So he doesn't.
But will they allow that transparent election to hold? Because that's another issue. You know, so a new constitution is desirable. It also shows the failure of the National Assembly. They've had over 3 amendments, and yet the constitution have not reflected anything. So it's a failure of the National Assembly, and let's now have a general will that will determine the future of the country.
All right. So while we're giving our last words, because our time is almost up, I think you also suggested that the National Assembly, like you mentioned, National Assembly should be asked to legislate for a national referendum, because they said because our law stands at the moment, we have no provision for such. So in our last words,
National Assembly, I see this in this
I think it must have been an opportunity. You just take out everyone.
Because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because things.
No, honestly, yeah.
That's something to say. The other way. We witness these things every day on a regular basis. People expected to work for you and not delivering. How would you feel? And you don't have access to them. They don't complain. That's the one that hurts the most. I don't have to say, okay, this. You would be this, you don't know. We're in government, we are seeing it. We provide you with the feedback. This is what is going on, this is what, because you don't go to the market, for instance. Some of them don't even know what a liter of diesel is or a liter of fuel is. Because these are provided to them.
Yeah, but exactly.
We have a problem. So let's just look at that problem, let's tackle it first. All these things will be sorted. Issue of I want to fix the economy. It's in that constitution. When you sort it, the economy, and everything will fall into shape. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's simple. The patriots that came to me, they know what they're saying. They've been around the system for a long time. So the president cannot tell them, which economy, for instance, for which economy are we talking about?
It's the economy that brought protest.
They know, before they met him, they know where the problem was coming from. Maybe he wasn't listening to them. That's why they're telling me, okay, check that economy. That's where the problem is. When you tackle this condition, that economy will be sorted. It's simple.
That's
an elder speaking to you. As usual, politicians it's like there's an ulterior motive.
But you know, they don't have advisors, so probably they
are getting it wrong. They are getting it wrong because the constitution we had in the First Republic was productive, like he cited. There was productivity in leadership. There was moral guidance. There was ethical direction. So you could see the whole of Western region from here to Delta, Edo State, under Chief Obafemi Awolowo. If you go into interior communities today, you will see those old roads constructed by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. They are still there. Even those many parts have been washed away. So if you can go, if at that time he can get as far as that. Now what one man did, 6 people cannot do it today. Even 8, because we include better and the Edo State. They are talking of 8 states in the Western region. What one man did, 8 people cannot do it. We are still having rural communities that don't even have roads.
States cannot do it.
You see, so at that level, so I think what they are talking is very germane, because even the economy is fixing with the bringing this constitution that empowers entities to be productive, the economy will fix. So it doesn't need, we don't need a single individual to fix the economy of how many states. Look at the simple decision we took. Oh, first subsidy is gone. Look at the tragedy.
Without thinking.
Everybody is living with
Let's go
that.
back to it. It's simple. I don't know.
So the country needs productivity, and that what could come through the constitution.
All right, the country needs productivity. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunday Libashi, who is an editor, National Daily Newspaper. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you,
and thank you,
Mr.
Mr. Tony Maje, editor, reporter, AG. All right, and thank you so much to our viewers out there that were part of the program as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you enjoyed today's conversation.